What it dooski, Teddy Brewski? What's the deal, Shaquille O'Neal? What's the word, Larry Bird? It's your boy Reactions, man. Remo's Reactions TV. We are back with yet another one, man. First and foremost, I want to thank the Most High for another day, and hopefully y'all do the same, man. It's a blessing, y'all. So forget all the sideline bullshit that's going on. Just realize the bigger picture out here, y'all. So, everything I do over here at Reactions is for entertainment and educational purposes. I do not own this content. This actually belongs to, 834 Productions. So if y'all unfamiliar with 834 Productions, go over to his channel, support that brother over there. And, that's where I get the content. That's my disclaimer. Everything is for educational and entertainment purposes and fair use, y'all. So with no further ado, man, the stage is set. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe, man. Please and thank you, man. We on the road to 5K, 10K. We're going to spike it up to 25K. So all you got to do is go like this, man. Bang. It's free. You hear me? Look out for your boy, man. I definitely appreciate it. The love is reciprocal. So the stage is set, man. So we're going to get straight to it. I don't want to keep wrapping your head up. They say I talk too much in the comments and all this and all that. But it is what it is. I'm Reactions. RIMPAU, man. Nipsey Hussle's best friend, RIMPAU. This is his story. Very interesting. And let's get to it, man. So if you're new, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Let's get to it, man. Spark my blicky for this one, y'all. Make sure this volume all the way up. My bad. I'm off the phone with it. Gotta work what I gotta work with, man. Pause.
This ain't the end of the story. He was right there when Nipsey rose and right there when he fell. From middle school to Crenshaw to the world. He took a blade for Nipsey while on tour. Then Nipsey cut him off, said he wasn't his best self. He ran, he didn't testify. But some say the silence was loyalty. The one guy standing next to Nipsey on March 31st of 2019 in Los Angeles, California, was one of the most powerful, gut-wrenching days in hip-hop history. The moment Nipsey Hussle was down in front of his own store sent shockwaves through the culture. But while the world was watching the man who fell, few looked closer at the one who stood beside him. You see that man right there? Just standing a few feet away from Nip? That's RIMPAU. He wasn't just there that day. He'd been there for more than a decade. His childhood friend, neighborhood homie. One of the few who stuck through the journey from meeting him in high school as young kids to performing on stages across the world. But what makes his presence that day even more haunting is what happened after. He didn't testify. He didn't speak. He didn't even give a public statement. He disappeared into silence. In that silence, it raised more questions than answers. So who was he really? Why was he so close to Nipsey? And more importantly, why did he choose silence when the world wanted answers? To answer RIMPAU, you have to go back. Back to the soil. Back to ground zero. Back to South Central. Before he was Nipsey Hussle, they called him E, or Concept. Back then, he wasn't rapping about the gang life. He was spinning about Marcus Garvey, oppression, and growing up in Black America. He was a part of a conscious rap group called Stranded Minds, with members like Ed Riot, Greg, and even Kid Ink. They performed at the Malcolm X Festival in Lamar Park, California. That conscious mindset, it stayed with him, even after the hood came into the play. RIMPAU says that he got his name from the street he grew up on. He said, it just made sense. This is where I learned how to program in the streets. This wasn't branding, this was an identity for him. Before the Marathon store, the platinum plaques, before the headlines, Nipsey Hussle was just Armius. And one of the first people to recognize something different in him was a kid named Evan. The streets would later know him as RIMPAU. They didn't know there'd be legends at the time, but the bond they formed in those middle school hallways would change both of their lives forever.
It's RIMPAU, feel me? You on 58 with it, you know what I'm saying?
Years later, RIMPAU finally spoke on how it all began and what the connection led to. This friendship took him around the world and put real money in both of their pockets.
I actually met Nipsey, Armius. I actually met Armius in the hood, We was going to school together though. I used to see him in passing, but it was another friend we had named Jermaine. I was actually on 58th on my bike, and I bumped into him down the street, and I recognized him. I'm like, "Don't you go to Hamilton?" He was like, "Yeah, I go to Hamilton with Ermias." And then we rode from right here to 60th and RIMPAU. Went to Ermias' house, and he introduced me to Ermias. You know what I mean? We've been locked in since then. We would be thugging in high school, you know, doing what we do, you know, knocking the bitches, and you know what I'm saying, fucking with the girls, you know what I'm saying, getting fresh, trying to get the fly clothes, doing all the, you know, regular young shit.
So, why was y'all going to Hamilton instead over here? How did that work?
Well, I don't know. I don't know why I ended up at Hamilton. I think that was just like one of the schools my mom, you know what I'm saying, was just follow me to get in. I don't really understand why my mom like chose that direction for me. I don't think she wanted me to go to Crenshaw, honestly.
What about Nip? Why was he at Hamilton?
I don't have no idea why Nip was at Hamilton. It just worked out like that. Maybe because the performing arts thing too, you know? They had a big performing arts magnet at Hamilton. That might have had something to do with it. They had an arts program. Basically, they had like music programs up there, like different programs to get you, you know what I'm saying, get you trades and shit. They taught trades up at Hamilton.
It was part of that?
Yeah. We was trying to get into the music thing, the music programs. It was hard to actually get into the music classes. You know what I'm saying? We really wasn't focused in school. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like the classes me and Nip did have together, Nip was like fully on it. I was hella nonchalant with school. Like I would go to class and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, the classes that we was in, I seen Nip like he was real focused on like excelling, you know? But like we was ditchers though. We would ditch. We would go to school and, you know what I'm saying, jump the gates and leave. You know what I'm saying? Go to the mall and shit. Do, you know what I'm saying? Fun shit. We were trying to get out the way, you know?
So you guys dropped out in 10th grade?
Yeah, we dropped out. Well, really, this is what happened. I started doing homeschool. And during the time I was doing homeschool, Nip just fully dropped out. You know what I'm saying? Nip would even come to my homeschool with me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And we would just... That's when we started smoking weed and shit and just being bad, you know? We really kind of understood we wanted to do music at that time. Like, we wanted to be rappers.
Hit that like button for me. Y'all
dream,
subscribe,
you know?
please.
Hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? Hip-hop really took an influence on our life at that time. We was, like, real serious about it. Because when we started going to the Watts Towers, we started playing with them NPCs and all them tracking machines. That shit really turned us out, you know what I'm saying?
So the music shit came before sexy shit?
For sure. I didn't even realize I grew up in the 60s yet. You feel me? It was kind of like, I didn't even realize that this was the hood. Yeah, I didn't even realize this was the hood like that. Until I met like Cuzzy and Gooch and them niggas started really laying it on me like, nigga, this the hood. You feel me? This the backs, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really realize.
And Nip was all in.
Yeah, Nip was all in. Nip was all in. According to the streets, RIMPAU and Nipsey got put on the Rolling 60s the same exact day. This wasn't by accident. That was loyalty. It was in the early 2000s. South Central LA was smoking hot with violence. The wrong hoodie, the wrong block, the wrong look could get you into something fast. But for the two kids that were from the soil, there wasn't no fear. It was just cold loyalty and brotherhood. They didn't just grow up in it. They stepped all the way into it, together. And the gang coaching getting put on means you're officially bought into the set. It usually means taking a few fades, getting jumped in to prove that you're built for the life. But it's deeper than just throwing hands. It's about trust. It's about being solid. Once you're in for life. Same beatdown, same block, same set. This wasn't a coincidence. This was a decision. But before that day even came, there was someone already watching Nipsey's move. A big homie who saw something different in him early. Cowboy Kev Matt, Nipsey's OG, and he was the one who organized the put on. He remembers exactly how he...
That nigga Cowboy hate me, man. He got in my comments talking shit. Cause I just, just something about him, man. I just don't trust all that fake merch selling all that shit, man. And I don't know, dog. Like I got, go to the video that I did on Cowboy. But
met him.
We're gonna let him slide.
RIMPAU explained how Nipsey didn't just jump into the set blindly. Big homies like Bear Claw sat him down and laced him up and taught him everything about the gang life. He warned him of the dangers, and Nipsey still made the choice, but it was calculated. They say Big Kev Mac, he had a love for the youngest in the area, And it wasn't just about numbers or building rings. Cowboy believed Nipsey had a vision. And wherever Nipsey went, RIMPAU was right there beside him.
You give him his name?
I want to say old Flo had me and my girl was giving a party up in the hills.
They said this is Cap right here. They didn't give him his name, but go ahead. I'm gonna let him go ahead, Cap.
I was on parole at the time. Police surrounded the whole building, so I tell all the homies, like, look, if you on parole or probation, we about to open the door. It's time to go. You got to run with me. We about to go. You know, so all the ones that was on probation, parole, or whatever, we crack the door and we break up out of there. By like 4 little homies, they break with me. They get up out of there. A lot of big homies stuck around, try to put their guns up under food and shit and walk out. They got gaffled up, went to prison, whatever they did. But the next day, all the little homies came to my house, so they wanted to get some names. All the homies that ran, they got away from the police that night. They wanted to get names, so I started giving them names, and I say Thundercat for them.
It's every day. I'm representing Butter Vision all day long.
Now that part is true. He did do that allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Everything is alleged, y'all. But yeah, I thought he meant like giving Nipsey HUSSLE, like calling Nip, not his gang name. My fault.
Return this. Words I spit the flow nice to KCB. You wanna see me in the street if you want to. I don't give a no front, dude. It's coming real. Off the top of my head, I spill non-stop. You feel? Just check it. It's off the time. Just listen. With your ear, I spit it. You wanna see? Just listen. Rockin' with Rilo, my nigga Herb, you know, cause he for real. I don't even bust shots. I just run for real. I don't even play with y'all niggas. The deal. Gotta get my money for real. I'm running, chasing the money, chasing the money. You wanna see it? Play with me. You funny. I laugh at you. Run the smash with you. Wanna play with me? I don't give a. I told y'all niggas y'all blood this freestyle. Just rhyming the book, y'all go wild. In the back, the crowd get down. I make this beat hype, talk shit. You be nice, to be nice, to be nice, to be nice. First one that talk, to be the last to blast, the last to smash, last to get the cash. They always talking shit, but never walking shit. I'm always in the streets doing shit, but keeping quiet shit between my lips and shit. And my brain is shit. I hold on the clip solidly. I do my thing, do my shit. And like this, the beat is sick. Just like syphilis, it burns when I speak up on the mic. Could you get with this? Could you recognize the talent and skill I spill from a mental reel? Every time I'm keeping it real, because he with the suffix, you know I'm above this. Case kick the beat right back. We on that thug shit, but not go.
You always wondered why that app didn't exist. Now you can make it. Meet Replit Agent.
Time to jump the bus just to get away, escape this ghetto estate. Don't wanna wait line to find a brighter day, cause my life is great. Plus this every cloud is looming, and my future's dooming. Black's the only color that the beast consuming. And at the stop I check Dave lifted, yo, his legs twitching, couple teeth missing, and it's still sickening. He gave me dap then, his skin so thin. I beeped the ash cover tracks where his syringes went in. He coughed twice before he spoke. I pat his.
You sound like Nas and AZ a little bit on right there, man. Damn.
Back for breath, he punched it off, punched his chest, then his statements begin. He's like, yo, you know you niggas good for a loan. I need a nickel stone without the all white. Can't make it through the night though. I'm at rehab at the free clinic. My system got my vein that you hit you back 5 placentas. Now I'm tripping. I knew this bass head before his addiction. Just another victim of the system's prescription for. Still had to stop waiting. I check my sweat pocket for change. He's rubbing his palms together, keeps repeating his phrase. I'm like, yo.
Every time I heard. Stay focused.
Yeah, you can get it too.
Here you go. Every day, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do it.
Yo, you can tell this is back in the day. They still calling him Erm. for Ermius. That's insane, man. Rest in peace, Nip, man. I just wanted to. That's just so ill.
On a hot box mission. Takeover. Jump off. We want money.
They recorded their real first music in Dexter's house in South Central Los Angeles. Dexter, a Trinidadian photographer who believed in their talent. Dexter bought studio gear and gave them a place to record. That's where Hood Unit was born. Before Slauson Boys, before All Money In, it was a bunch of young, hungry creatives trying to figure it out one track at a time.
Alright, we're recording. You know me, Baby Trip, off the BG. This is my C-Stroll, you know, Hood Unit. This is my nigga Kev Gaines. You know, me and this, you know, doing the Thug Thizzle Hood Unit. You know, the whole box blowing up though, right? This is Nipsey. He working on his right now with his Butter Vision, but you know he gonna come back to the Fam Hood Unit. We gonna do another one. Off the BG, and we can't forget Young Car over there. She did the beat from off of What's the Business. You know, for the gruff.
Hell yeah, all in the make. Hey, why you holding that camera? You need to smoke something though. You good with that, but you better with the Dodie though.
I don't smoke, but what are you talking about?
What did you say? You got pounds in the
trying to incriminate you. No. You're not gonna incriminate me.
Hey, walk with me, follow me though.
Yeah, I'll walk with you, but I ain't gonna smoke, you know?
Tell me
In the studio, early stages, Slauson Boy project, and I'm from out Nipsey Hustle. Right before nigga got all the millions y'all gonna be seeing, it's me. Before the meal tickets and all that, a couple days before, you know. Probably about a month or two away. They're gonna be all on BT and all that, you know what I'm saying? Niggas still taking phase in the hood though. You know what I mean? Homies out here tripping shit on the day. You feel me? But you know, names have been changed to protect the guilty. All that.
Eventually in 2008, Nipsey Hussle signed a deal with Epic Records. He dropped 2 singles that went on a national level, and just like that, the world started to pay attention to the kid from Crenshaw. But just like most major label stories, the momentum didn't last. Staff changed and Nipsey got shelved. His debut album, South Central State of Mind, it never dropped. They put him on the back burner. But Nipsey just wasn't built to wait on anybody. Fresh off the streets, he wasn't trying to be just another rapper. He had a blueprint. And from the jump, RIMPAU was right there with him building. From Slauson to Crenshaw to the corners of the country, they hit the road on an independent way, burning CDs, pressing up merch, booking their own shows. This wasn't a label budget. This was street hustle. This was street hustle with a business mind. While most artists were chasing radio spins, Nipsey and the team were building value. They launched the Proud to Pay campaign, selling his Crenshaw mixtape for $100 a copy. People laughed until Jay-Z bought 100 of them. But behind the grind, there was a quiet struggle. Behind the scenes, both Nipsey and RIMPAU grappled with the lean addiction, a common vice in the culture. Nipsey would later admit it clouded his focus and he didn't want that energy around him anymore.
Said I stopped smoking weed and stopped soda. He was a soda fanatic. I was drinking lean. You know what I'm saying? I was pouring it, and I didn't know how unhealthy it was. And
People were dying.
Yeah, and part of that also is the amount of soda you drink. You gotta think if you wake up and drink a soda at 8 a.m. and you drink sodas the rest of the day, bro, I'm a skin. Had a pop belly. You know what I'm saying? And that shit don't look right on the skin. You know, but just overall, just feeling unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the way that feel. Your eyes, it show. You know what I mean? So, I was like, you know, I'm off all of that shit. I'm gonna just focus on being healthy, working out, eating good as best I can. You know what I mean? Being focused.
So he made a decision to cut it off and cut off anybody who brought it with him. But back then, it just wasn't there yet.
Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do with you guys, I hope you guys drink.
Of course. Got Patron and Molly.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Alright, so look.
After the Crenshaw mixtape dropped, the crew took their buzz and hit the road. And they started the Crenshaw tour. Most of the dates were sold out, including Chicago. But in the Windy City, things went left.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Damon Campbell with Music'sMyLife.com here outside of Fat Tiger in Chicago.
Yeah.
The Windy City, as you can tell.
Super cold out this motherfucker neighborhood in that puzzle. Big shout out to Chirac, man. We out here thugging, getting ready for this concert tonight. Big shout out to Fat Tiger, man. You know what I'm saying? Good part of the city came through, show love at the pop-up shop. You know? What's up, though, man? Talk to me.
According to big folks, a Chicago OG who managed the Chicago artist Lil Mouse, there was a fight after a show. RIMPAU stepped in to save Nipsey's life. In the chaos, RIMPAU got stabbed. His lungs collapsed and he was rushed to the hospital. That wasn't security. That wasn't a bodyguard. That was loyalty. RIMPAU put his life on the line for his brother Nipsey Hussle.
The Mexicans in Chicago tried to...
Yeah, news too, because his homie RIMPAU, the same, I said this on No Jumper too, to Flocko. The same that was with Nip that he got...
Yo, I got a story about Big Folks. Shout out to Big Folks. I don't know him and shit, but I ran into him out Arizona at the Charleston White event where he didn't fight and Say Cheese ended up getting knocked out by Sauce Walker's artist. You know, not knocked out, but got beat up. But Big Folks is the one that got me down because I'm in the stands. He thought I was somebody else. He was like, yo, come down here. What you doing up there? I'm like, yo, this nigga, I looked at my man Brooklyn. I'm like, yo, this nigga must think I'm somebody else. You feel me? But I ended up wiggling my way down and then, you know, but shout out to Big Folks, man. You know what I mean? For the...
You know, he was with his homie that day in the parking lot and the nigga ran away, like took off fast as hell. That was RIMPAU. But like I was saying, like, I know he got a lot of grief for running away, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like you, Sean Cotton, whoever is around you, like Charles White, I know you helping his career. Somebody get the blowing at you and that run off on you, be like me gonna look at you like, damn, that's not honorable. Because that man, he your lifeline. You know, and he shot, like, save him, do something. So, but I'm like, I know he was going through a lot in LA with real niggas on his ass about that and this and that, but I'm like, well, they missed the part where he really did that shit in Chicago.
Listen
when
to this.
They pushed Nip on the bus, locked him on the bus. We had drove off because we really was securing them that night. They had one security. They was on the tour. He was on that $100 tape tour shit. And 6 Mexicans with Crenshaw shirts on came behind. It was, matter of fact, at the concert, Sean, it was fucking 100 Mexicans with colorful Crenshaw shirts on the south side of Chicago. I'm already like, man, what's this? And we went backstage. Nip like, man, hey, keep y'all head up.
Yo, imagine that shit, man. Like, you like, hold up, something ain't right. Couldn't find out. It's a whole cake being baked.
Some shit went on back home. He did now, so I can say it. It's the 60s or whatever, they had robbed the motherfucking hotel for like 300 keys up. And they know he traveling and this and that, so he was an easy target. They was going to hurt the 60s type. You know what I'm saying?
At DDI, we turn data-driven insights into dynamic leadership development.
Yeah, so that's, we found out everything.
Yo, this is a Say Cheese exclusive right here.
Yeah, that's why they was going to Nip, you know what I'm saying? But Nip didn't have nothing to do with that or nothing. Like he was telling me, he's like, I don't got nothing to do with that, but the homies back home, they did some shit. So it's like Mexicans was at war with from around there. They caught you with a white t-shirt on. It was type LA, all type of, well, that shit, we got a big Mexican presence too in Chicago, Humboldt Park and all that. They monsters too. So I guess they got the kite to go ahead and do them. And they tried to do them because, mind you, they got a goofy ass security with them like on some Dewberry shit. Your boy Charles, the white homie Dewberry, that think he can whoop shit. I swear to God, listen, they had a like that with him from LA. Like, man, all right, I got the on me, I'm big as hell, I'm gonna knock a out. Big, slow, dumbass. I swear to God. So we thinking we pulling off, man, Shorty 6, we pulling off. We got sticks on us, we pulling off. We got mouse and everything. We just sent shot in the back, man, Shorty, we on the low end, so we chilling. We about to leave. We done got drunk all night. We just stayed backstage for 2 hours. We done did some dumb shit. Because it's like, Nick, gonna get out. He was having so much fun with us. It's like, he felt like, I feel like I'm back in the hood. We was kicking it. He didn't want to leave. His tour bus in the alley back there behind Reggie's on 22nd. So I'm like, damn. So me and Six like, we gotta get, it's time for us to go type. Like, nigga, we ain't about to get caught happy like this. So we out of there. He get on the tour bus, right? So in our rear view, we see the colorful shirt, Sean, the Crenshaw nigga. We see him. They running to the bus. Throw the car in reverse. Like, what the man, by the time I'm in reverse now, I'm about to turn the car to get back to alley. The lights is on everybody. It's 6 motherfucking Mexicans. Little, they not big and no big goons, but like I say, like a Dewberry ass standing there trying to talk tough to him. Man, the littlest Mexican, I swear to Jesus Christ, ask RIMPAU this. Get in touch with RIMPAU so he can verify everything I'm saying about this bike. Man, knock this big goofy ass straight out on some Chicago shit. Little pack his ass out. He fall out. Bam, he had on big glasses, and his ice outside. Glasses skeet across the ice, and his skeet across the ice. The Mexicans, they on the ice, fumbling, trying to get to the.
This
couple of them trying to get to the other shorty just beating the big ass, the Dewberry nigga. They beating him. They Dewberry in his ass. Beating him. I'm damn. We done hopped out the cots, icy. We got 230s on us. Imagine this Nipsey tour bus right here. We see RIMPAU push him in the back. Nipsey tour bus had a room on the back of him. He pushed him in the back of the room, closed the door. These motherfuckers climbing on the bus, like getting on the bus driver scared and like, damn. Now RIMPAU, like, he on the bus, we looking like, what to do? We out there, we trying to line, like, man, RIMPAU just opened the door, jumped off the bus, packing, bam, still on him. Next Mexican rolled up. Wow, stab RIMPAU. We damn. Getting it, folks. Now I'm like, get the blow. We told Nipsey bus up. But I knew he was in the back of the bus. Now the driver, he on the ground somewhere. But imagine they're climbing on the bus to get to the back to get to him. Man, what, G? Family, get up out of there.
Was it Latin Kings or somebody? Was it?
I ain't gonna put that on my king brothers. I don't know. I said Mexicans. I don't know. They could have been some 2 folks. They could have been some 2 6s. I don't know what the was. Chicago got a lot of Latin gangs. I don't even know if they was Mexicans. They were Latin descent, and they didn't come to play. And they had on different colors, like blue, purple, red. They had a bunch of colorful shirts on in the winter, and they were T-shirts, folks. So I should have just read like, man, these on some other shit. I just thought they were some concert goers. But no, they was out there, they was trying to clip, man. So more to that story. RIMPAU got left behind, had to go to Chicago, Cook County Hospital. He was stabbed though, we got him to the hospital. The big security guard got his nose broke, I think. The Dewberry, we gonna call him Dewberry. Dewberry got his nose broke and put back on the bus.
Keep saying Dewberry.
Nip sent them home because their next stop was St. Louis, I believe. They had to go like next door somewhere. He is just like him and the bus driver on the bus now. Crazy. But yeah, them 60 years, no, like, we let off about 30 shots at their ass. And they was like warning. We wasn't trying to really knock shit down because now we keep some on this boy bus and we him like we just really just trying to scare them off the bus and keep their ass from grabbing his the Dewberry because he kept like he was Dewberry, like he was gonna whoop and this and that, and got knocked out on the first punch by a little boy. And skeeted across the thing. It was horrible. G, they didn't get their hands on his, got his back. It was like a life-saving thing, but that was my man. G, low-key, him and Mouse got 2 songs that I just keep to myself on some petty shit, and I'll release them whenever before I die, if I want to.
Yeah. After the Crenshaw tour, something shifted. Nipsey's mindset evolved even more. His vision was sharper, his discipline tighter, and his circle started to shrink. He gave up lean, cut the distractions, and began stepping away from anyone or anyone who didn't reflect the energy he needed around him. That's when RIMPAU, his day one, quietly faded from the view. No beef, no Instagram drama, just space. Years later, after Nipsey's passing, RIMPAU said something that explained it all. You showed me the world. You helped me come out of my shell. You didn't accept me at my low when I was on drugs, and that was the main reason I quit and got myself together.
Some of the myths that are out there about organ donation are that if you sign up to be an organ donor.
That right there, that's love. That's accountability. That's growth. Nipsey didn't enable his people. He challenged them to be even better, even if it meant walking away. And RIMPAU, he took that lesson seriously. That's why even after the silence, he was still there when it mattered the most. Because loyalty doesn't mean you never fall off. It means you find your way back. By 2019, the Marathon store wasn't just a retail space. It was a landmark, a monument, and a vision that Nipsey built with his own hands right there on Slauson. And on March 31st, Nipsey pulled up, unannounced, to help a homie who came home from prison. Nipsey brought him gear, shoes,
and... this was the day, my birthday is March 30th. My Uncle Ron, rest in peace, Uncle Ron, his birthday March 31st. When I heard this shit, it ruined my art week. Well, to me it did. But I'll never forget that shit, how I felt. I'm like, damn, how my fucking, my folks check like this on the weekend of my fucking birthday. My shit was on a Saturday. That shit happened on a Sunday, if I ain't mistaken. My fault, y'all.
Words of encouragement, allegedly. Just another day in the neighborhood. RIMPAU was there too, back by Nip's side after everything he'd been through. Surveillance footage shows them talking, posted up outside the store. Moments later, Eric Holder arrives. Heated words are exchanged, then the first shots. Panic screams, and just like that, Nipsey, the voice of the block, was hit and down. RIMPAU was right there, but in the footage, some say he ran. And the whispers started to go immediately. Online, people asked, why didn't he do anything? Why didn't he protect them? In the aftermath, people wanted answers. Some pointed fingers at RIMPAU, accusing him of running, of not doing enough, of leaving Nip. But in a series of leaked messages, RIMPAU responded to a fan in the DMs. He said, I didn't care, Armius. That was my friend. There was nothing I could do in the moment. I didn't have a or anything to protect them or me. I had to save my own life so my family didn't have to bury me too. I didn't leave him. We both tried to run away. And I don't sleep at night. I have demons. I stay up thinking about why God spared me that day. These weren't press statements. These were words from a man who had lived from what he saw, what he couldn't stop seeing, and what he'll never forget. That's a man living with trauma. He was there at the start, and he was there at the end. And he's been silent ever since. Some call it survival. Others call it guilt. But one thing that is clear, he never stopped loving Nip. In the hours after Nipsey passed, the block was filled with pain, confusion, and rage. But one of the most powerful testimonies didn't come from the streets. It came from Nipsey's own mother. At a later award show, she shared a private moment she had with RIMPAU, something right after the incident went down.
Oh, man, come on, man.
My
bad, y'all.
She says his spirit was filled with anger, revenge, and heartbreak.
One of Armius's close friends was very traumatized. I walked over to him and put my hands on his shoulder, and I told him, Evan, look into my eyes, Evan. I said, you know that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, right, Evan? You understand that, right? So even though our bodies die, as they call it, on this side of eternity, our spirits live. We lift out of this vessel and we continue on. And then I felt a spirit of retribution and revenge when I had my hands on his shoulder and I had to talk. And I was 100% present in the spirit and 100% absent in the body until I felt that spirit of retribution and revenge. And then I started talking to Evan, and I don't even know what words I used because I was very frightened then. That frightened me. I cannot remember what I said, but I could tell that I had chased those spirits away from him. So I walked back to the yellow tape, and the officer greeted me, and he said, yes, that's the right hospital. And I told him, thank you very much, officer. And I looked at his badge, Resurrection. And when I walked away, there was a woman running down the alley behind the Fat Burger. She was heavy busted and looked like her breasts were going to make her tumble over. It's broken asphalt, you know. I was, and she was just in grief. She was just grief. I told her, hey, wait, what are you doing? Stop, look at me, okay? I'm his mother. Get yourself together. I need you to help me get my car out of this parking space, okay?
She said it looked like RIMPAU was a lion pacing the concrete, eyes full with fire, but no words. That just wasn't the energy of someone who ran. That was the look of a man who lost his brother. Whatever distance had grown between them, it vanished in that moment. From middle school to Crenshaw mixtapes to the day of RIMPAU was right there. And no matter how quiet he's been since, his silence says more than most people's words. After the smoke cleared, the streets had questions. People had opinions. Cowboy Kelvmack, the big homie who put RIMPAU and Nipsey on, spoke out.
Nah, I mean, RIMPAU was never built like that anyway. The best thing he could do is not affiliate himself with the hood and go live his life. That's the best thing that could save his life. It ain't no need with the no, because, come on. I never look.
Nigga, that's a threat. That's a threat right there, bro. You gotta relax. For real. I've been quiet this whole video, but every time this motherfucker talk, he always got some bullshit to say, and then you get a shot, motorcycles, cars, fake Puma merch, all kinds of pictures, bootleg Nip shit. and you blew up after Nip death. Nigga, you wasn't doing that shit when he was here. Now you want to talk about RIMPAU when RIMPAU like, shit, he ain't had no strap. He ain't had nothing on him to protect him nor Nip. Yo goofy ass the one that talking about you in the back room, eating, coming out and doing all this whole extra shit. Black Sam and them got the real tapes. And they see what your actions was. And and obviously it don't fucking coincide with what you said you did on that day, bruh. So don't sit here and try to come at RIMPAU like that, my nigga. Straight up. That's why all money and don't fuck with you. You know what I mean? You the one that blew all. You got all. Yo, bro. This nigga selling and then selling it in front of the Marathon store is fucking diabolical. Talking about the Chinese people doing it, so they took it for whatever the fuck story. Bro, get out of here, man. The fuck is wrong with this?
Did that tape and it was shocking to me. I don't expect nobody to take no bullet for nobody. I don't expect nobody to do maybe the things I would do. You feel me? I wasn't standing next to them, so I can't say what I would have did. You feel me? I know in my mind what I would have did. You feel me? But I can't say that. You know, I know RIMPAU was never built like that. Okay, that is what it is.
Neither was you, cause you ran.
When I looked at that tape for the first, like I said, I never watched it. I had to watch it in that court trial. When I seen this shit go down and I seen bro run and never look back. I mean, I've been shot at a lot of times. I dive, I roll, tuck and roll, look back.
But you just said he came.
Yeah, I mean, I've never just ran to Western. I mean, I don't know how far I could have ran.
That's a deflection.
I mean, in slow motion, cuz was running fast. I'm just saying, but in the heat of the moment, anything, I said, a lady, she left her babies in the car. She ran around the car, but she looked back and she ran around the car. She looked again and she ran back and got her babies.
Now he backtracking again.
That just shocked me. I never seen a gangbanger do that. I've seen a lot of my homies get shot, and I never just and never look back and never look back. I did. I mean, then I got another video that nobody got on earth.
You didn't run, take off running. You hidden inside the store. You looking out the window, looking through the window, nigga. Like you knew what the fuck was going on. You eating in the back room, not the one there, and then, man, what? Hit that like button, man. Subscribe, man. This dude crazy, bro.
And I'm down there, and I see cuz standing back there like that. So cuz did come back.
Backpedaling again.
While I'm on the ground, plugging the hose, cuz just standing down, looking down.
He ran for cover, man.
Like I said, cuz was never built like that. You feel me? Nip loved him. Nip loved cuz. Nip didn't love me like he loved them. Cuz Nip loved me in a different way, a big homie way. Nip loved me. I'm his big homie. We had a different relationship. But Nip had love for these. And when I was going to court, I felt I didn't expect no family. That was too hard. But his homies, you ain't gotta go say nothing. If I'd had a little support, I'd have got over there and choked out. I had an old lady with a cane ready to help me out. You feel me? Old lady with a cane. We looking around in tears like, no.
What did you do, dude? You didn't do nothing. You talking down on that man because he had to run for cover because he ain't had no hammer or nothing. Y'all supposed to be protecting Nip out there. That was one of your responsibilities. That's why Black Sam don't fuck with you. I don't like your hat. I don't like that coffee mug. I don't like that bullshit jacket. And I don't like the fake Puma merch that you was selling and all the fake pictures and all this shit. You made all this money. Even opened up a store, bro. And was selling Nipsey pictures everywhere. With no authorization. Come on, dude. I don't never see you with a marathon burger. Where your marathon burger at?
What the
Huh?
I seen homies come through and we beat up niggas because they homie coming to court, niggas show up deep. We'll roll up and go thunder nigga because his partners is coming to do something, whatever. Nigga, ain't nobody gonna show up for them. I don't give what the hood politics or anything. I'm showing up for bro. I don't give a
I respect that part, but other than that,
and in that courtroom, I learned so much information, bro. I learned so much back shit. Nip went to court for a couple of his bros. so they could go on, so they could still be on tour. Nip went and talked to judges to make sure chains on right now is free and you can't show up. Yeah, Nip showed up. Nip went to court and they talked to judges to make sure you can be on tour. I ain't gonna say no names.
He wasn't built like that. The least he could have done was something. Anything, not run. It was a harsh statement by Cowboy, but he watched both of them grow up. From boys to men, from soldiers to stars. To him, that moment outside the store wasn't just about a tragedy. It was more about accountability. But then we gotta remember what Nipsey's mother said. RIMPAU was filled with pain, rage, and with revenge. She says she saw it in his eyes. Two voices, two truths. But one undeniable fact, RIMPAU was there when Nipsey left this earth. And whatever happened in those seconds, he's lived with it every day since. On the day of Nipsey's funeral, the city of Los Angeles shut down. Thousands lined up the streets, flags waving, tears falling. And there among the crowd was RIMPAU, quiet, present, grieving. As Nipsey's casket was carried through South Central, RIMPAU still right by his side, making one final lap through the neighborhood that they was raised in. Days later, RIMPAU posted something. A message to Nipsey, raw, real, full of regret and love. You showed me the world. You helped me come out of my shell. You didn't accept me at my low when I was on drugs. That was the main reason I stopped and got myself together. I'm gonna keep your name alive forever. Love you forever, bro. No interviews, no speeches, just one post from one brother to another. And that's how the story of March 31st ends. Not with blame, but with grief and love. After Nipsey Hussle passed, the world mourned. Tributes poured in. Streets were renamed. Artists paid respect. But one person stayed silent, and it was RIMPAU. Behind closed doors, the whispers got even louder. Why didn't he stop it? Why didn't he testify? Why didn't he speak up? People wanted answers, but RIMPAU gave none. By the time Eric Holder went to trial for the passing of Nipsey Hussle, years had passed. Emotions didn't fade. They hardened. The streets still felt the loss, and now everyone wanted justice. But when the witness list came out, there was one name missing, RIMPAU. Cowboy Kevin Mack was the only one in the inner circle to testify in the past and didn't hold back his frustration. In July of 2022, after a protracted trial, Eric Holder Jr. was found guilty of first killing Nipsey Hussle. The jury also convicted him of 2 counts of attempted voluntary manslaughter for injuring 2 other bystanders in the shooting. Subsequently, in February of 2023, Holder was sentenced to 60 years of life in prison.
If you can't take a good picture, then you need this AI app. Just snap a photo, then the app
bringing a legal conclusion to the case. While the verdict provided a sense of justice, it didn't fill the void left by Nipsey's presence. For the closest to him, like RIMPAU, pain remained, compounded by the weight of the public scrutiny and personal grief. According to the reports, RIMPAU was issued a subpoena to appear in court, but he never showed. Was it fear? Was it street code? Or was it trauma? Only he knows. While the city lit candles, RIMPAU disappeared.
Man, shout out to RIMPAU.
Some say he was broken, others say he was ashamed. All we know is that he vanished. Not because he didn't care, but because it hurt too much. It was too close. Whatever his reasons were, fear, loyalty, or trauma, they kept him silent. But one person who didn't stop talking was Cowboy. Cowboy broke the code and stood on principle. Care about what people say about snitching, Cowboy said outside the courtroom. I was there. Nipsey didn't call that man a snitch. He didn't disrespect him. I had to speak the truth. One testified, one stayed silent, but both lost the same thing, and that's their brother. Silence is loyalty in a world that demands answers. RIMPAU never gave any. He never sat down for an interview. He never spoke in court, and to some, that silence looked like guilt, fear, or something suspicious. But those who really know the code, his silence meant something else, loyalty. See, in the street world Nipsey and RIMPAU grew up in, speaking too much can get you killed. Saying the wrong thing, even in defense of someone you love, can get you and your family hurt. And sometimes silence is the only thing that proves you're solid. Roles were reversed, and RIMPAU was the one laying in that parking lot. Nipsey probably would have did the same thing. Because Nipsey wasn't just a rapper. He was a soldier, a general, someone who understood how fast things can spiral when street codes get violated. Cowboy stood on what he believed in, and the streets had mixed reactions. But RIMPAU, he stood on something else. The unspoken, the unsaid. He didn't testify, didn't break, didn't fold. And while the choice could hurt people who wanted justice, it's also what kept him alive at this point. There's no right or wrong in this story, only survival. One man spoke, one man stayed silent, but both carried Nipsey's names on their backs. And RIMPAU, he's still walking with that same weight today. Because some bonds go beyond words, beyond posts, beyond courtrooms, and they just live in loyalty. And that's how Nipsey would have wanted it.
You're gonna run. If a nigga coming up to blow on me, I'm out of there.
Out of there.
I ain't got my shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because I'm a smart.
Shout out to RIMPAU. Yeah, that's what you gonna do.
You feel what I'm saying?
I'll turn to a running back.
Show. Man, listen, man. Remo's Reactions TV, man. I thank y'all for joining. New to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Get down in the comments. Let me think if y'all was RIMPAU, what y'all would have took off. I know me. If I ain't got nothing on me, and I know folk, what you gonna do? Sit around and get, smoke too? As bad as it sounds, it's just like, that's what happens when you caught up in those type of situations, man. It's just like, yo, I can't defend me. He already done demonstrated. What am I gonna do? He might turn around, start getting off at me, and then take my life. So just get down in the comments, y'all. I love y'all. Peace. We out, man. Remo's Reactions TV. Can you hear me?